Hi guys, this is Sam Reaper, and you're watching BJ and DG Wrestling Talk Show.
Welcome back, everybody.
Hey,
BJ here. DG there.
yeah, it's the DJ and B.
There
Oh,
you
come on. Nah, man. I'm taking the number one spot.
go.
But no,
I'll let
seriously,
you have it.
as BJ was saying, everybody, welcome back to another episode of BJ and DG Talk Wrestling. I'm DG. And that guy's just giving
Oh,
thumbs up because he doesn't know he probably doesn't know his name.
I didn't know. I didn't know that was my cue to say my name. I guess I should have taken that cue. And I'm BJ.
Yeah, and he's BJ apparently. I don't even know if that's PG, but we'll get to that. But yeah, so first episode in 2 weeks. We've been live on Sunday. We've
Weird.
had a lot of indie wrestling going on, a lot of stuff going on. So we'll be going back and forth with a lot of stuff today, recapping everything. And ABCD is DC. We got a lot of letters floating around here. Maybe that's what the background should be, just floating letters now.
Like alphabet soup.
But yeah, we had we'll talk more about this on Tuesday, but yesterday for SPO and Kaiju Pro Ladies Night at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy, myself and BJ had the honor of hosting the pre-show for it. Pete even
Very
joined
cute.
us up there for a minute.
Yeah, I definitely recommend go check out the first half hour of that stream. Even if you don't watch the event, that first half hour was just an absolute blast. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it
And
was good
yeah,
seeing you as well last night, Tara.
yes,
Oh crap,
yes.
you want to know what's weird? I'm not wearing a hat. There we go, that's better. But yeah, absolutely go check that out. Go check out that show. That was an amazing show.
Really good show. Yeah.
There was a women's tournament that played out through the entire night. We also
A
had
very good SPO championship match.
impromptu.
Impromptu.
We also had a triple threat match, which I'll be talking about in a moment. Boom Harden facing Mark Raspa Jr. and oh wow, why am I brain farting on this all of a sudden?
Mickey G.
Mikey G, thank you. It's been a long day already.
It's been a long weekend.
And speaking of Boom Harden, there was a scheduling conflict, so he's unable to make it here live. But he had as he is one of the coaches at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy. We met up over there before one of his classes, and I was able to record a just under 15-minute interview with him, which we will be showing here, and then we will also be showing it on Tuesday as well. But yeah, what a couple weeks of us not being live and stuff playing out in the mainstream wrestling world.
Yeah. We covered a little bit of it on Monday, and let's get into the rest.
Yeah, we had Clash in Italy take place. We also had Double or Nothing take place. We had the Mask versus Mask match in AAA take place. There was a lot. And then, as you said, we also had Raw and SmackDown. So there is so much to talk about. Personally, I saw in some of our indie shows this past week, on specifically our Tuesday show where we had Hybrid Wrestling on, which again, thank you everybody for tuning in. That episode has gotten us the most views for an indie spotlight episode yet. And it just seems like it keeps going up every week. Tara, enjoy your night and just remember this advice from Declan Grant. Oh, that was Robbie, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Robbie.
I just see Declan on the screen. So from Robbie.
Yeah. We have several new versions of that coming from last night.
Yeah. If you were watching live, you could have point at least one of them. But yeah, I want to start with the AAA mask versus mask match. Yeah, I've been seeing everybody in our chat talking about during our indie shows, which we're not ignoring you guys. Our indie shows just more focus on the indie aspect of wrestling compared to the mainstream. Which I will say this about that. I watched that show live, and I also know they re-showed the match after Monday Night Raw this past week, and that match was absolutely amazing. I really do recommend going back to the very end of Raw on the stream where they showed it. Oh, hear my voice because my laptop wasn't muted. Or go watch the entire show on YouTube. It was this absolutely banger of a show for AAA last weekend. That mask versus mask match was absolutely amazing. A year of storytelling between two different people under the gimmick and what they were able to pull off, tying it all together in this match was just absolutely amazing. The reveal that we all pretty much knew, unless your name's BJ and you're just in denial, that Chad Gable was the original El Grande Americano. I'm really going to go out on a limb now, and I think Leo Rush is the current El Grande now. It just makes sense.
Leo Rush was Minihausen.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it's Braun Strowman. My bad. No, wait, it's not Braun. It's Dijak. But no, the match was amazing. I love the Rocky IV-esque promo that Chad Gable cuts at the end. That was absolutely great as well.
I'm just looking up here because I did not see the results, but I saw that it was on last night. They had another AAA event.
Every Saturday night, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was
I think it was just one of their normal shows.
Oh no, it was Noche de las Grandes.
Oh, it was a second night of it.
Yeah, night 2 was last night.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to go back and watch that at some point.
So far, all I'm seeing is a 5-way between Octagon Jr., Joaquin Wilde, Mini Vikingo, Cruz del Toro, and Lince. And then
I mean, also out of the show with the mask versus match, mask match. Congratulations to the War Raiders on winning the AAA Tag Team Championships, and Ray Phoenix Jr. winning the AAA Cruiserweight Championship, which was another amazing match.
Yeah, I only caught the War Raiders match just by chance. Got home and it was just starting, and fell asleep for the Grande vs. Grande, and I have not gone back and revisited it. I did, however, wake up at a couple points throughout the match and kind of half opened my eyes and saw what was going on, but I didn't experience the match.
Always got to take a shot at Amadeus, don't you? But no, that whole show was so good. Like the Undertaker down there being the one booking them shows and stuff is doing an absolutely amazing job, and I'm looking forward to see what they're going to do here on out. We also did have Saturday night's main event as well. I forgot to mention that. Sol Ruca winning the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Congratulations to her.
We haven't been on since? Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's been a lot of...
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, I know. It's good thing I have somewhat notes from everything. Because busy our last couple weekends have been.
I vaguely remember talking about how much I hated Saturday night's main event on air.
I mean, I'm going to be honest, it was better than Clash in Italy.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of. Oh yeah, main event like was just nothing special, but Clash in Italy was just bad.
Yeah. Like, don't get it wrong. Like, I just felt like, because we talked about it kind of Monday night with the whole Clash in Italy thing last weekend on our Raw after show that, as I said, what they did with the Brock Lesnar Obafemi match. All right, as I said the week before that, the last time we were live, I'm not against him taking the loss. It's how he takes the loss. And you have him fight through up until 7 F5s, 2 Kimura locks, and I just feel like the better finish for that match than a pinfall finish would have been him back in a 3rd Kimura lock and the referee just stopping the match than him taking the pinfall loss.
Ref stoppage, but ref stoppage would have. I almost did it again. Would have definitely been the way to go. And archives. What are you talking about?
That was this past Wednesday.
Wawa Wednesday, man. We didn't plug it enough.
I don't even have the graphic up here now.
Yeah, go back and watch. It was me and Pete with Ginger making a cameo.
A couple cameos.
He would pop up and just like make faces and stuff. There we go. Yeah, this past Wednesday, I had a really good time. Not only at the Mawa show, but doing that stream. It was great. Brian Murphy was on. Who else was on?
Italian Tank.
Italian Tank. I'm drawing a blank here. Yeah, it was a really good show. Archives, check it out. Oh, okay. Then why are you asking how long ago did we cover it? I don't understand.
I guess trying to create a timeline of the last time we were live doing this show.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that
would be my guess there.
Yeah, so we haven't been on air since Wednesday, but we haven't been doing this show in like 2 weeks.
But yeah, so just real quick, back to Clash. Like after that match, I wasn't a fan of how the 2 other matches ended with Gunther's foot being under the rope and that being missed, which I understand is advancing that storyline to another point, which we'll talk a bit more about that shortly as well. What happened on SmackDown this week? What was the second match on that show? Because it was a week I really didn't have to take notes. Oh, it was Rhea and Jade. That went how I thought it would, but that also had a bit of chicanery to it. So we had the 2 starting matches that were also aired on ESPN just end with something weird or something that, not that I'm not saying wasn't needed, but kind of takes away some. And then I was just deflated after how they did the end of the Brock Lesnar Obafemi match. Like I almost just completely turned the show off.
I mean, at that point, all that's left, like really, that there's that much interested in is tribal combat, and kind of know how that's going to go.
Now, I will say this, and it's kind of one of those things where we knew how that match was going to go. I'm sorry. Sol Ruka won the Intercontinental title at Clash. Saturday night's main event was the disqualification finish.
Right, that's right.
Well, yeah. So that's the Sol Ruka Becky Lynch match was not a bad match by any means. Like when I started looking at the card and trying to figure out where they were placing everything, I kind of figured that would be in between Brock Oba and Cody, or not, and Tribal Combat. And then Tribal Combat. The match was exactly what I thought it would be. Yeah. Outside that, it's one thing that we can still currently say is different from the original Bloodline story. Roman had not, ever since he's come back, he's done it on his own. The Usos have not interfered.
Yeah.
It's definitely a different variation. Right, currently where we're at, I can't say this is where we're going to be 6 months from now.
Yeah,
like things can always switch back up. But going into Monday night now, after that, which we could kind of start with there, is we kick off with Roman and the Usos arriving into the building. His belt guy gives him the belt. They go out to the ring. Roman does his typical thing. Acknowledge me. Today's acknowledgement day. They bring out Jacob. After you could see at Clash how defeated he felt. But Jacob was a man of his word. And the whole thing that surprised me was not just him acknowledging Roman, that he bent the knee. The whole like Game of Thrones type thing. Like, no, you're going to bend the knee, you're going to fall in line. And again, I kind of relate this a lot to the Jey Uso story that they told with the original bloodline. Like, it was used to elevate him. And I'm not saying Jacob needs to be elevated, but boy, when he breaks away from this, I think he's going to be much more deadlier than already what he is.
For a guy who's like not the youngest guy out there, they're really taking their time with him.
I think right now, like we said, the WrestleMania should have been a fatal 4-way for the WWE title. That's what it should have been. But we understood why, because of injuries and everything else. You kind of had to split the card up some. Because Drew was leaving regardless, and you could have had that having 2 matches in one. Jacob would have been more focused on Drew.
And then that opens up another spot on the card.
But like I said, injuries completely screw that all up in the long run. But we see what's happening here. We get a backstage segment later with them where he's talking to Jey, telling Jey, hey, it's time for you to go win King of the Ring and call your shot for the WWE title. Which is really interesting because the rules would go that if Jey wins, he's a Raw star, so he would get the shot at Roman. But if we've learned anything, they'll learn to work. They'll figure out a way to work around it if Jey were to win King of the Ring to take the shot at Cody.
If Jey were to win, it would be interesting if he did have a choice, but chose Roman.
Or, so you know what would be interesting to me too? Because I agree with that. That would be interesting. What if he gave the shot to Jacob because he starts feeling sympathy for Jacob that he's going to go through the same stuff he did? Because they kind of alluded to it in that backstage segment when Roman was talking to Jimmy, like, yeah, like this is going to be just like your brother. We're going to have to work on Jacob to get him fully in line a little bit. And then we saw what happened after that. The Bloodline became the most dominant faction for about a good 5 years. Including it, like Solo and his group and everything. That all falls into that story. And I will stand on the side that I thought it was a great long-term storytelling, especially when it came to that, because they made callbacks to other things along the way for Roman. Like with Brock Lesnar, there were callbacks. With other people he faced, there were certain callbacks. So if you're going to do that type of storytelling, I'm all for it. Because if you could go look at something 10 years ago, be like, hey, we can make that somehow work into the storyline today, go for it.
Yeah. There was some of that with Punk, too.
Oh, I mean, Punk, that's really easy to do. Which, by the way, have you seen the photos online of CM Punk completely jacked?
No.
Yo, he's put on some muscle in his time away. But, like I said, I'm not condemning this story yet. I think there's a bigger goal for Jacob. And that there's a bigger thing that this story is going to come to. It's just for the first time in a long time, I don't see where the end game is going yet. And that's nice because it makes me want to pay attention to this storyline specifically. Because this isn't the same Bloodline story we got told 4 years ago. Not yet.
Yeah, to me it just feels too similar. They're just dragging it out, and I'm not like enjoying it at this point.
I mean, it's also anything I've learned in WWE. They'll run with something until the wheels fall off on it.
Exactly.
And at this point, given the state of other storylines, whoever beats Roman for that title, if it's somebody who's never been champion, it's going to do good things for them. And the Bloodline run was one of the best runs of the Roman Reigns character. Him to
Yeah,
the whole like him the leukemia, then coming back, and it's like, now before it was almost like I was just happy to be here. Now I'm here to take what's mine, and it's kind of an attitude I wish we would see out of more characters.
I mean, Shield Reigns was fine, but everything post Shield was just
It was
it was
horribly booked, and they made him look stupid. The
yeah,
dog
exactly.
food thing, the constant like setup for spears, and every kind of like what I say about the Soul Snatcher right now, right? People see it coming, and so like you get somebody like Braun Strowman just stepping away, opening an ambulance door, or somebody just throwing the chair and hitting him dead in the head with it.
Suffer and succotash.
And then the surprise return during the whole Thunderdome era.
Right.
Like nobody expected him back at that point. Like he'll be back when it's safe for him to be back.
That was the first time he was interesting post Shield. Was his return.
Yeah. And then we get the reveal of Paul Heyman being with him. That makes that even a bit more interesting because you're like, oh, if Heyman's is involved with this on screen now, just as well as stuff with him behind the scenes, just us as fans know it's going to be good. Like there are plenty of angles I'm not necessarily a fan of, but I'm a fan of the presentation of it. Like I don't like where this is going, but they're presenting it in a way that's making me still want to pay attention to it.
Right, yeah. This is kind of a case of that. Like, I'm still gonna watch. I still wanted to see what happens, but I just don't care anymore with this.
But here's the question I have to ask, and I want to say I asked it Monday night, but we can go. How much more deadlier does this make this version of the Bloodline, having Jacob Fatu falling in line and having to do the bidding of Roman, whatever
I
that
mean, and
may
then like,
be?
who's going to oppose them right now? Like, is it gonna be the Vision? Is it gonna be like I don't understand like why they're amassing an army at this point.
Well, at this point, I don't feel like it doesn't feel like that to me. Moment, it's more of, hey, Jacob came out and he challenged the guy who's currently at the head of the table. All right, if I'm going to have to make you acknowledge me, that's what I'm going to do. But what I'm trying to do, which has been the one of the key things throughout anything with the Bloodline, has been Roman's doing it for the family. He's making sure that there's enough foundation and a house built that future generations get their opportunity. Because I mean, unless you're a fan who sleeps under a rock and doesn't follow a lot of wrestling just complete like we do, the Bloodline runs deep into indie wrestling.
Oh yeah,
Everywhere's New
for
Japan.
generations now.
Yeah. And for us being older fans, it goes back to Yokozuna and the Wild Samoans for us. And at that time, we didn't even know Yokozuna.
Well, even though he wasn't directly related, but he's kind of tied. For me, it was Haku.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, he's the Tongan. He's like, you know what I mean? He's like on the other side with the MFTs thing, but like, yeah, the Islanders, they were always fun to watch.
Yeah. But let's talk about Oba Femi's bounce back this week. Man, again, as I said on Monday, I love the way he just hit the ring, took out Solo, takes out Penta, takes out Carmelo Hayes, and then still gets his moment to pose with the spotlight behind him. And credit to them, they tried to take him out.
Oh yeah, there was no way he was losing, and his promo after the match was amazing.
Yeah, And he says he'll see Brock down the line. And then, as I said, what I would love to see is him win King of the Ring. Night 1, Obafemi retires Brock. Night 2, he gets his championship match. And even just to up it a little bit, what they could do is, hey, Brock, I want that rematch for you. So here's what I'm willing to do. I'm so confident I'm going to beat you. I will put my world championship match on the line as long as you put your career on the line.
Right, yeah, you had mentioned that last week, or Monday, rather.
Did I?
Yeah.
I didn't remember if I did. I think that would be because now you're giving us reason to pay attention and let that story play out through both nights. Because
it doesn't need it though.
It doesn't need it, but if that's going to be Brock Lesnar's last date, and he wants Obafemi to be because it's either this is going to stay 1-1 forever, or God forbid, Brock Lesnar's going to be forced to retire to Gunther anyway. And I don't want Gunther being the one to retire him. Not after the tease we got at WrestleMania. Because now we're telling a WrestleMania to SummerSlam story with these two guys.
Right.
And it's Oba being like, now Oba's putting something on the line willingly to entice Brock. Because you would think that after 2 years, 3 years ago now, Brock would love another shot at Roman. And BJ drinks a lot. Mrs. Danger Ginger, how you doing? And BJ drinks a lot. Just let that sit up there for a minute.
It's funny, she never sees me after I've been drinking because I usually don't drink when I come to the shows. I drink after.
She knows you, man. So, in honor of that comment,
1 hour later.
Whoops.
I drank a beer. I drank another beer. 3 beers. 4 beers. Oh no. 5 beers. Oh no. 6 beers. 7 beers. 8 beers. 9 beers.
I think you muted.
I don't know how I got muted. I have no idea how that happened. But what I said was just like a typical referee, I don't know how to count to 10. But yeah, man, I definitely, because I think it would. So here's how I'm looking at that Oba thing, right? It's almost like bragging rights. What's one of the things that Jericho has constantly bragged about since it's happened?
Shoot beating up, who was it backstage? Goldberg?
No.
Who
When
was
he
it?
became undisputed champion, that he beat Stone Cold and The Rock in the same night, right?
Oh.
So you could do something similar with Oba, where now Oba could have the bragging rights of, oh, hey, so this past come out Monday Night Raw, new world champion. Hey, you know what I did this past weekend? Night 1, I retired the Beast. Night 2, I made the tribal chief acknowledge the ruler.
Yeah, I mean, again, he doesn't need all that built up around him, but like it wouldn't hurt either.
No, I'm not saying he needs it, but just what it could do for him going forward. And then I would love to see him hold that title for a bit. I would like at least into WrestleMania and let him get a WrestleMania moment, considering that the story you're telling with him now, if he conquers the Beast on at some point down that line. I mean, it's either that, or do you try to postpone the Brock retirement until Saudi, and you do Oba, Brock, and Saudi for WrestleMania?
Yeah, Brock might want that payday, but I don't know if they're gonna want to wait that long.
Because I feel like it would lose steam at that point.
Yeah, without like build up and everything. Unless they have the SummerSlam match. Or they don't, whatever. But it just fades away, and we don't hear anything from Brock Lesnar until like a month before Mania, and then they start to build up there.
Yeah, until we just get the Brock Lesnar random show up F5. I'm back.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, King of the Ring kicking off this week. Oba advancing.
Very happy
And
that they're doing the tournament this year.
I'm happy whenever they do the tournament. I just missed the pay-per-view of it.
I agree, but at least they're still like doing the tournament. Yeah, I really do miss especially when it was a self-contained one night tournament kind of thing.
And you just had some qualifying matches leading up for like a month. But
Mhm.
that we're also talking about they only did them mostly on Raw at that point by the time you got to the 90s.
Yeah.
And then we had the main tournament in one night. The winner had to wrestle, 3 times in one night? And maybe one cool-off match before their main event.
Yeah, that was the way to do it right there. But yeah, that wouldn't work right now in the current, the way things are right now.
I think you could pull a one-night tournament off today. But what it would have to be is it would have to be its own self-contained special.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But now they just want to draw everything out. But instead of having people fighting the build to get on that card, which, speaking of tournaments or whatever, you know what we've heard nothing about since it's been announced? The John Cena Invitational.
Yeah, come to think of it, maybe they heard how stupid everyone thought it was and just dropped the idea.
Yeah.
Wasn't he supposed to be at Clash and announce something, or am I just making that up?
No. There was never anything for that.
Okay.
And even if there was a mention of it, it was only mentioned once. So as you can see, we're lucky if one person remembers at that point.
Yeah. Good. It's a stupid idea. I hope they never mention it again. And we
I mean, the problem is it's hard for me to say it's a stupid idea when literally all we were given was barely an outline of a concept with no substance whatsoever. If you make an announcement, it would be like, hey, we're coming up with a new concept of Cyber Sunday or whatever, and we're also doing that's what it was. It was like Taboo Tuesday or Cyber Sunday with
yeah, but you don't want to but you don't want to relate it to that. You want to kind of make it.
No. But I'm just, because we have so little information, we have to go by what little we were told to try to make sense of it.
We'll put it this way: everything I heard was stupid. Were we live for that?
Yes,
we were live for that.
Yeah, that was Backlash. That was our last PLE live stream we did.
Yeah, and
last watch
about
along.
How stupid it was then.
Yeah, but I agree it's stupid, but at the same time, as I said, I can't condemn it because I don't have enough information. What I'm condemning in the situation isn't the concept, it's how little information we were given. Hey, John Cena's coming out making this big announcement, and we're still waiting for it.
Also, but right. But the information that we were given was what?
Yeah, so you left us with more questions, which is fine. I like the idea of something it's like a cliffhanger on a TV show or something. Cool, you're leaving me with questions that I'm going to have to wait to get answered. But the problem is, you gave me nothing to ask questions about besides going, what?
Yeah, it was hey, tournament, yeah.
Oh, and I'm sorry.
Afterwards.
No. So, I'm not against doing something that's special and feels different, because we know in the end, fan vote won't matter. But the one thing that hurts is I don't mind that them saying that of them having fan voting and everything. I think it's a great concept to get fans involved. That's why I always like the Taboo Tuesday or Cyber Sunday thing, even if it was just a gimmick. or where it didn't matter because it wasn't going to affect they could make it so it didn't affect the finish any. So I'm fine with that. I think having fan interaction in some way, shape, and form, more than just being at a show cheering, makes the fans feel more involved. Kind of like Kofi Mania or the Yes Movement, or the idea of how R-Truth was brought back last year. Just the idea that you make the fans feel like they're involved and they have a say goes a long way when it's done right. But just in this case, when you say that wins and losses don't matter,
Yeah.
so then why are you doing it? That's the biggest takeaway from it, is that the fans are going to vote the winner of this whole thing whenever it could happen or might happen. And the funny thing is, you announce this type of tournament thing that's going to be a special or something, and you're also planning King of the Ring.
Right. Yeah, and we mentioned all this when it was announced. But like, so it's a popularity contest.
Yeah,
Why
that's
even have that?
exact. Which, speaking
You
of
know?
King of the Ring, I know I'm going to be bouncing around a little bit. We really didn't have a rundown today due to a lot of last minute stuff and everything. But Oba Femi's opponent on the other side on his bracket, boy. And we talked about this, and the quote Drew McIntyre, I prayed for this to happen, and it did.
I wouldn't break, but all right.
You and me both had the idea of any of the other three guys, but just in a tournament atmosphere, Dirty Dom advancing, defeating Damian Priest, Braun Breaker, and Trick Williams on SmackDown this week. Now, here's one thing I loved about this Fatal 4-Way. It was all champions. Dirty Dom, AAA Mega Champion. Damian Priest, one half of the WWE Tag Team Champions. Braun Breaker, now the other half of the World Tag Team Champions. And Trick Williams, your United States Champion.
It would be hilarious if Dom went over on Oba for like some stupid reason.
Something we
They
also
totally-
talked about
They
is
totally destroyed his momentum.
unless it's Brock Lesnar that comes out and costs him that match.
I know it's not going to happen. Oba 100% is beating Dom.
Because there's nobody. The closest person in Judgment Day that could stand their ground to Oba would be Raquel.
Right now, yeah, because they don't have Rhea anymore.
Yeah, they don't have Priest neither, who got
Yeah,
pinned by Dom in this match.
I think Rhea could take Priest though. If we're looking at it, I think Rhea would win that match.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah, Priest taking the pin, which is funny. I didn't see the episode. I have just read and watched YouTube videos about it, and apparently they had mentioned the way Priest was looking at the Judgment Day when they came out to the ring. Now, I didn't get back to go and see it, but I would imagine.
Due to having to go live here, I kind of fast forwarded through all the entrances.
Yeah, there was mention of it made in one of the YouTube videos I was watching this weekend, and I think I'm gonna have to go back just to find that moment.
Other things on Raw, that something I made a note of. Sol Ruka was on the way to the ring for her interview in the ring, and we see in the back Austin Theory and Maxine talking. I really need to find out. They really need to pull the trigger and let us know what's going on with this. Because now it's starting to come to the forefront of storylines. It's finally making its way up the ladder, per se.
Oh, I've got it. Theory, Maxine is convincing Theory to join the Alpha Academy.
What was that?
Maxine is going to convince Theory to join the Alpha Academy.
Interesting.
I'm just kidding. That's very unlikely.
I'm just interested to see where this actually goes.
Yeah.
No, nobody said Maxine Dupree. We just said Maxine.
I don't want to see her as a part of the Judgment Day.
You mean the
I think
Vision?
yeah, that's we were just talking Judgment Day. I had that on the brain. I don't want to see her as a part of the Vision or anything. Like, but I know ultimately she'll be like escorting them to the ring, and then like she'll cost them a match, and there's gonna be a whole thing. But I don't want to see her like in ring. You know what I mean? Like, I think that ship has sailed anyway.
I don't know. We'll see where they go with it. And speaking of the women, we had on Raw our first Queen of the Ring fatal four-way match as well, with Io Sky defeating Lash Legend, Roxanne Perez, and Julia. Was a pretty solid match, I must say, for the women. Which I bring this up because a little bit later, we're back on the Judgment Day. Roxanne was very upset about not winning that match. And this story kind of plays into SmackDown as well, where Liv Morgan walks in and says the wrong thing and didn't read the room. And she kind of did the same thing again this week on SmackDown after Raquel won. Because she's like, oh, it's going to be cool. Whichever of us wins can go challenge Rhea. And then she turns around. It's like, how great would it be with me and Dom being king and queen of the ring? And Raquel has that moment where she puts her sunglasses back on. And because Raquel just won her match for the women.
Right. So she's in.
Yeah. And there was kind of a disheartening look there. Like, yeah, all right, Liv, you really don't want this. So I think it's going to be very interesting. I think we could be maybe looking at a Raquel Liv match in this tournament.
The way it's shaping up, yeah, I have a feeling we're going to see some Judgment Day against Judgment Day.
Yeah. Which, and find my notes. Yeah. Raquel pinned Kiana James in that match. And that was a good match on SmackDown for the Queen of the Ring match that she was in with JC Jane, Bailey, and Kiana James. But the bigger story coming out of that is Kiana James blames Julia for the loss, which it wasn't her fault by any means.
Right. She was just there.
Yeah. And they get into a fight at the end. So it looks like that relationship there may be done.
Yeah. Going forward, let's just say I hope it's a short feud and we can see Julia move on to like better opponents.
I really feel like them pairing her with Kiana James just like held her back. Because there's so many great matchups to be had with her. Like her and Tiffy feud for that U.S. title without Kiana James involved would be great. Like Julia can really start to ascend to that next level. Maybe even we see them split up and one of them goes to Raw.
Right. Yeah. Because I have a feeling we're going to be seeing a lot of transactions. We still haven't seen, have we, who came over to Raw in return for Balor?
No, not yet.
Probably see that tomorrow.
Possibly. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where all that goes from there. So let's see. Monday Night Raw, one of the other matches again to talk about real quick. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, man. They put on a hell of a main event on Raw this past week.
A really good match.
I love, again, the ending with the belt to be used to block the spear. Really took me back to the Bret Hart Goldberg spot from WCW. Right. I said that on Monday night. Like, that was a great job of putting that match together. Heyman taking the spear through the timekeepers area. Absolutely great.
Yeah. With Rollins, you never, like, he always performs. You know what I mean? He's always out there. Like, you're always going to get a good match out of him. And Breaker, just the energy involved. in that match was just amazing. It was just felt a lot more fast paced and just more aggressive than your typical Raw main event.
Liv and Alexa do not need to be a tag team.
Archives, I
No.
do remember you dropping this in the chat at some point before. No, it's not necessary.
Just no. Like, why are you trying to just pair up the two short blondes together?
Right?
And anyway, I think the whole Alexa tag team thing is going to be finished running its course soon, and she's going to turn on Charlotte. Make Alexa Bliss a heel. She was always a great heel.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love for them to bring back that talk show segment she would do with Nikki Cross as well. Like, those were just entertaining and helped really advance a lot of stories at certain points.
Oh, by the way, I don't know if you heard, Big Damo and Nikki Cross have purchased what company was it? Progress, was it?
Yes, they did. I meant to bring that up on our Tuesday show since that's more indie related.
More indie, but you know, Damo and Nikki Cross are names in the mainstream world. More so Nikki Cross, but Damo, Killian Dane.
Oh no, absolutely. I'm very excited to see where that goes.
Yeah.
Progress is a solid indie wrestling fed. To be perfectly honest, I've seen a lot of their stuff in the past, and they do a good job.
Well, a lot of people currently in WWE and AEW have passed through there.
Yeah. So we talked about Clash in Italy and the finish to the Cody Gunther match. Foot was under the rope. The ref didn't see it. That count should have never happened. Gunther has a legit gripe. So SmackDown opens this week. And we get the opening package, and then they're at commentary. And commentary's running down the show, their normal thing. Gunther comes out, interrupts it, destroys both announce tables, basically. Gets on the mic, and he calls out what happened. Like, I deserve my rematch. That count should have never happened. Cody comes out, oh, what? You never lost a match because the referee didn't see something? You know? But Gunther's just like, just let me have my rematch. You know that the match shouldn't have ended there. And Cody says yes. Well, during that, Sami Zayn comes out. Eventually, this leads to all three guys brawling. And Sami just made the situation worse at that point. He wasn't helping in any way, shape, or form. As that story pretty much played out throughout the show. We get Gunther and all this in a backstage segment a bit later. And he's saying, well, I'm going to go to my lawyers then. Get later on in the show, all this is speaking to Cody. And we find out that all this just got off the phone with Gunther's legal team. And that as long as Cody's willing to give him the rematch, he said, yeah, I'll still give him the rematch. So next week, we find out what the special stipulation for that match is that Gunther gets to choose. And then a week later, so 2 weeks from this past Friday, it will be Gunther versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Undisputed Championship.
With a mystery stip.
Well, we'll know what the stip is before the match.
We'll know what it is by then, yeah. But for now, it's a mystery.
Any idea of what you think the stipulation could be?
First thing that came into mind was a joke. And then the next thing was submission match. But the joke was Hell in a Cell.
A Hell in a Cell match on SmackDown? Ooh.
I'm thinking more like either submission or last man standing, though.
I don't think they'll do last man standing because part of me almost feels like if they don't do like Oba doing 2 nights in a row, you don't want to do a last man standing match now this close.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're like 2 months out from SummerSlam at this point. You know, you don't want to do one now. So let's put this into context. The last time Cody defended this title in a big match on SmackDown, Drew McIntyre beat him. Regardless of how it happened in 3 stages of hell, Drew McIntyre walked out WWE champion.
Yeah.
Cody doesn't have all the best luck in the world in big matches on TV.
Cody's got to lose.
Yeah, he really does. He really.
Time.
It's time to put him back in the chase for a bit and let him move on to other stories. I want to say whatever the stipulation is, it's going to allow for Sami Zayn to come out and cost him the championship.
30-minute Iron Man.
Dude, I'd do the hour Iron Man match. Let it be the entire back half of SmackDown. I do a commercial free. No commercials. Or at least limited commercials where it's picture in picture or something. Because at least on USA, they still do picture in picture.
Right, yeah.
Like, because if it's WWE title, 60 minutes. You go any lower.
They did just go to 3 hours, right?
Yeah, and I think they're going to be stopping the 3-hour show soon. So if they are going in on that 3rd hour on something big, and for the last one, last man standing is a good way to do it.
That does make sense.
Well, how about a dog collar? What about a dog collar match or something along those lines, like the bull rope type match where they're stuck to each other?
Blindfold match.
Let's see. A photo of Cody Rhodes crying on a pole match.
Randy Rhodes in a shark cage. We're still talking about matches. I'm sorry, I just kind of went off into my own little.
I mean, we can still put her up there in the shark cage.
It's not going to be like casket match or ambulance match.
You know what? Here, I'm going to pick a ridiculous match. It won't be an Inferno match.
A reverse battle royal? No.
No, this isn't TNA.
It won't be a lumberjack match.
But what would Gunther pick? That's what it comes down to. Something that would fit him. I feel like Iron Man would really fit him. Submission would really fit because we all see Cody use submission holds.
Exactly. And Gunther, we see him show people out. So that would be clearly that would be a stipulation that would benefit Gunther.
Doesn't work for me, brother.
I'm sure they'd be up for it.
Yeah, right. But it's just really hard to come down. Like a strap match would be interesting.
Yeah, I just don't see.
You know what? I would like to see. Let's take pinfalls and submissions all to the table. Let's truly do a 4 corners match with them strapped together, and the winner has in succession touch all 4 corners.
Like an old school strap match, like NWA style.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something different. Like Hell in a Cell, I think is a great idea, though, to be honest, on broadcast TV. I think that's an amazing idea.
SmackDown. Even if it's just a regular steel cage, I can see that. But Hell in a Cell, I don't see happening.
I hope they don't do steel cage. But it would be a callback to how Cody lost the title to begin with, because that 3rd stage in 3 stages of hell against Drew was a steel cage match.
But again, let's not get into how there should be 2 different styles of steel cage matches: escape the cage or pinfalls and submissions.
But now that's where Gunther could create the thing. Like, there's no pinfalls, there's no submissions, there's only escaping the cage.
I would go the other way and no escape. It's pinfall or submission.
So
that's how it was originally.
Well, no, original cage matches were escape the cage.
No. Escape the Cage was a WWE in the mid-'80s creation.
Well, you know, that's how I got in the steel cages at that time. So to me,
There's a story about Lex Luger being afraid of Bruiser Brody, so instead of like having the cage match, he just left the cage and like lost the match.
like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah.
But no, I think that in the case of Gunther, what it would do, because then you still get the moment of him choking Cody out and not even climbing over the top, winning
And just
how a
walking
heel.
through the door.
Yep, winning it how a heel should win it in that situation, walking through the door.
You can't do that. He just walked out the door. You gotta climb over the cage. That's not how you win the match.
Well, then why is the door there, genius?
That wasn't the genius, it was the body.
I know. I was just being facetious, being a smart ass. There we go. Just use words I can say. We had another segment on SmackDown this week with Sami Zayn talking to a just non-responsive Johnny Gargano. I'm just waiting to see what comes of that.
Yeah, what is going on with him?
I don't know anymore. I don't know, but for some reason, I very much enjoy it. It's like he's the unnamed therapist for Sami Zayn at the moment. He just sits there like, yeah, man, you listen to me. Yeah, because he's not talking. The traveling across the country with his wife must be really interesting. You just have Johnny Gargano strapped to the top of the rent-a-car.
Yeah, up on the luggage rack.
Let's see. We do know that Finn Balor makes his SmackDown debut next week. We were talking about him a bit earlier, and that'll be his King of the Ring match, his Fatal 4-Way. We had the War Raiders appear on SmackDown this week, and basically saying that when R-Truth and Damian Priest are ready, yeah, and that when they're ready, they're willing to put title for titles up.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. But in the meantime, we have a little someone else filling in for R-Truth. I forget who it was already.
For what?
This week on SmackDown.
R-Truth was there this week. He was on SmackDown this week.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
What was I reading?
So there was a match with Talatonga taking on Royce Keys. Talatonga wins the match. And then afterwards, they attack Royce Keys. R-Truth comes out to make the save, but he gets attacked as well. Damian Priest comes out, pulls him out the ring, and just drags him away, leaving Royce Keys to continue being beat down, which goes into a segment later, which I make note. Let me find my note for this segment. So, as we know, he refers to Damian Priest as DP. He's like, yeah, man, once you get to know him, you'll really like DP. And then he turns around real quick, like, I'm not even sure if that's PG.
We need to update.
Huh?
We need to update that. Clip it.
Clip it. Yeah. Let's see. Other things on Lash Legend defeated Chelsea Green this week on SmackDown. They had a pretty decent match. You don't ever really expect Chelsea Green to win all that much, unfortunately, because she's a great talent. But everything she's given, she knocks out the ballpark. And she's entertaining.
They'll give her a run at some point.
She'll
get rewarded for her hard work.
I mean, they're also teasing something with her and Tiffy, either being a team or eventually leading to a storyline for that United States Championship that Tiffy holds. So we also had Fatal Influence after JC Jane lost her match to continue in the Queen of the Ring, which I was disappointed with. So I thought she would have been a good pick to win the entire thing. We see them attack the women's tag team champions, Brie Bella and Paige, while they were in the middle of a photo shoot. So it looks like regardless, which it's a good way, I think, to go get those tag titles first while JC still pursues one of the singles championships.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Ricky Saints defeating Carmelo Hayes this week. We had another Blake Monroe video package as well.
Carmelo's just not looking the best at this point.
Well, it was a cheap finish for Ricky to win, so it didn't make him look all that weak in the end. But I think what they're doing right now is building up that competition for Trick, because eventually that's what it's going to come down to. Everybody chasing Trick Williams for that U.S. title.
Yeah,
that feels about where that's going.
Kind of like what's going on with the Intercontinental right now. Just everybody against Penta.
And Penta's willing to defend it against everybody, so hey, I'm all for it.
Which is great. Yeah, we've had some really good matches because of that.
I feel like the mid-card title should be defended more often, to where the top title should only be defended every 30 days or every 3 weeks, however you want to do it.
There's a reason the mid-card titles are stepping stones. It's because you win that mid-card title and you put the work in to defend it. And, you know, the Intercontinental, the U.S., they're workhorse titles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that shows people that this guy's going to do what it takes, you know? So it does elevate people.
All right, so there were a couple messages in the chat that were hidden by YouTube. One was from archives of, would Pop for Alexa and Liv as much as Amadeus Heat? Which I wish I could bring it up on here to show, but
because say that again,
that he would pop, archives would pop for Alexa and Liv as much as Amadeus Heat. And then there was one where your earlier point, why are some people's asses the only smart part of their body, when I said something? Oh, that one popped up. Look at that.
Hey, some people are just dumb.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Except they is.
Other things real quick I want to say, AEW Double or Nothings, we never really got a chance to talk about that because it's happened in between our off-air stuff, was an absolutely amazing show beginning to end. It ending with a Kevin Knight heel turn after Darby loses the AEW World Championship back to MJF.
That's another show I couldn't stay awake for, unfortunately.
I'm just so behind with how busy this week was.
Like, between all the wrestling that's been on besides the normal weekly wrestling, and then all of the live, last 2 weekends, we've been to 5 wrestling shows, myself, him 4. But
yeah,
even so, that's like, you know, 1 a weekend is the normal. Now all of a sudden it's like multiple shows every weekend.
Summertime
weekend.
Yeah, summertime is picking up, which means for us, business is good. Also this week, we had the return of Mercedes Moné to AEW, taking the place of Willow Nightingale in the Owen. We also had Will Ospreay defeat Mark Davis to advance. I do have a couple notes from what I watched of AEW this week when I had the chance, and it's not much. The show did open up with MJF versus Roosh, which the match got stopped by ref stoppage. Hey, look, AEW can do a ref stoppage match for a finish. Which brings Mark Briscoe out. He defeats Leo Rush after that, and then he pretty much challenges MJF, and that's about as far as I got. And then also, I did see a match was announced for the Willow having to relinquish the title. There was a match announced for July 1st. Let me look that.
You mean Bacon is the new champion?
Yes. And I think that was on Collision this week. All right. So there will be a match July 1st, 6-person scramble style match where it will be Hikaru Shida, Chris Statlander, Mina Shirakawa, Harley Cameron, Queen Aminata, and Zeta Steel. That's definitely
right there.
Yeah, that's going to be a great match. But yeah, I think it is time at the moment for us to show the Boom Harden interview I did earlier today.
Unfortunately, like he said, he couldn't be here due to scheduling conflicts, but we do have a video to show.
And we will be setting up in the future for him to come on to do a full interview with us. But I'm going to play that now for you guys, and we will be back after that. So please enjoy this interview that I did with Boom Harden. Scheduling conflict, was not able to join us live tonight. So I was able to meet him here at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy to sit down and have a quick interview with him. So I'd like to introduce the best technical wrestler in New Jersey, Boom Harden.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing this on such short notice.
Thank you for working with me in your time, man. DG, I don't think it's mentioned how much you put in, how hard work you are. I want to thank you for making the time to work with me with my scheduling conflict. So thank you. I mean, it's a for you guys.
It's a pleasure. So tell the fans a little bit about yourself.
All right, so Boom Harden. I am born, raised, and currently residing in Camden, New Jersey. I have been professionally wrestling for nearly 10 full calendar years. I've wrestled in about 6 different countries and main evented 3 of them. And I am right here at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy.
And not only are we here, this is before you are running a class, as you are also one of the trainers here. So tell me a little bit about that.
All right, so we have a great training squad here at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy. And working with my packed schedule as is, I like to pop in as a trainer whenever I'm available, and this is the time where I just happen to be available. I have some things lined up for our guys and always looking to expand the brand and grow our student base. So if you're interested in becoming a professional wrestler and making your dreams come true, please sign up for the Pro Wrestling Star Academy.
All right. So last night was ladies' night.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, what an entrance you had. You also won your triple threat match against Mark Raspa Jr. of High Fashion and the first graduate of the Pro Wrestling Star Academy, Mikey G.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of had a little bit of inside knowledge there a little bit, especially with Mikey. So tell us, what was your strategy going into this match?
My strategy was simple for Mikey. Try to slow him down. Mikey is a young, wild stallion known for his agility. So the best way to try to get the upper hand on him is to try to ground him. Most likely work on a body part, lower extremity, and grind him out with a hold for hold.
So just real quick, I want to take a step back. You say you've been wrestling for 10 years. What was some of your inspiration to become a pro wrestler?
My inspiration to become a pro wrestler, I think it was always something that I really loved as a kid. I was really into it from the time I was 6 years old. And then I want to say, just through like playing the video games, most likely, definitely SmackDown vs. Raw 2006, gotta mention that. And you know your friends have any action figures, and then you find your first shows. I didn't start to get serious about it until I was about maybe 13 years old. It was like right at the height of like the Yes movie with Daniel Bryan and everything, and then I found out about like independent wrestling. I was religiously watching TNA like in like 2013, which is crazy to say. And I just also researched New Japan Pro Wrestling, so like my world was being expanded. I was learning about, like I said, the independent scene at the time, like guys like Ricochet, through Lucha Underground and everything like that. And just like through my research, I found like the Northeast pro wrestling scene. And a little while later, I started like going to CCW shows, going to ECWA shows, lending my services as ring crew, because through my research, I found the best way to get in wrestling. Volunteer as like extra help. So here I was, just being a 14, later 15-year-old kid just helping out with rings, asking as many questions as possible. Like there was like one time in particular, I was on the same show as Tito Santana, and like a really big piece of advice that always stuck out with me is like get in the ring as much as possible.
That is some of the best advice you could be given in that situation. Who were some of the wrestlers that were your inspiration? You said you watched a lot of TNA and New Japan. You mentioned Daniel Bryan as well.
Mm-hmm. Daniel Bryan is a massive inspiration of mine. Definitely, my favorite TNA wrestler would be AJ Styles. So I'm implementing a lot of like his craftsmanship in my current persona. And Austin Aries is a major influence as well on just like his gravitas and like the weight of everything he brought to the game. And I can go on and on with like guys like I try to emulate and guys who like inspire me, but yet like it's endless. Like I just really love professional wrestling.
So you kind of take a little bit out of all the stuff you like from like a Daniel Bryan and Austin Aries and AJ Styles and just try to make it into your own.
Yeah, definitely Tom Carter as well, the original Reckless Youth, major influence on me.
Well, you are known as the Reckless Youth as well, so that does make a lot of sense. So, this past Friday, PWU and Hybrid Wrestling head-to-head, a show that I believe you were also a part of. What is your reaction to a lot of this hybrid, hostile takeover stuff going on?
To be quite honest, I find it pretty disgusting. I mean, the hybrid brand, granted, all due to them, they have stuck around for like the past 10 years. Like I mentioned in my my odyssey, if you will, through professional wrestling, I at one point was lending a helping hand to the original version of hybrid wrestling, and here they are today growing, and they become a leech on a PWU, if I'm being completely honest and bold and truthful in my opinion of them. I think that they are using our airtime to their advantage, and they've literally just been a cancer, a sword, just on PWU, like using our airtime, interrupting our matches of guys who are making sacrifices to the brand, and they just want to, I don't know, just want to take over or something. It's very weird. I don't like it. Mad weird behavior.
I mean, me personally, I'd say on air on our show when we've had Jay George on, we had the Hamiltons on this past week, as well as Skills to Great, that they do make a lot of fine points with certain aspects of the shows and stuff like that. Whether they're going about the right way or not to express that is a different story altogether. But what I see right now is that Wrath of the Wicked were the first ones to step up. You do have history with Sam Reaper as well. So what was your reaction when he was one of the first people to actually step up when all this started?
For all the issues that Sam Reaper and I had all throughout the month of May alone and beyond that, I respect him. I respect him because he remembered something that all of us are too wrapped up in our own nonsense, you know, going after championships, personal beefs to honor the company. Sam Reaper stood up for not only Wrath of the Wicked, Sam Reaper stood up for Spoke. Sam Reaper stood up for PWU, and hats off to him for doing that. I think he reminded everybody about what it means to stand for Pro Wrestling Unplugged. And seeing that in the back on the monitor, it instilled pride in me. But like I said, I was too wrapped up in my own battles, my own fights, to stand beside him. And for that, I do feel emotional.
All right. So let's move on a little bit at the moment to something a bit more positive. Next Sunday, Sideshow Pro Wrestling, Camp Carney, right here at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy. Tell the people a little bit about the show.
Sideshow Pro Wrestling is wacky, wild, innovative. It's a callback to a Saturday morning cartoon, if you will, professional wrestling, where we also remind people of the origins of professional wrestling. Professional wrestling is once an art form that was living off of the carnival land, where you have strong men lining up to do battles like anybody who would challenge them for like whatever prize money there may be. And also, like, we have clowns, we have acrobats, like I said, we have strongmen. Sideshow Pro is looking to be one heck of a night, in particular for Camp Carney, because Camp Carney is a send-up, if you will, to like that feeling of like going to summer camp as a kid. Did you go to summer camp as a kid?
Yes, I actually went out of state, as a matter of fact, to a couple sleepaway camps for a week when I was a kid. It was always a lot of fun. Horseback riding, pool. They even took us out to amusement parks and stuff like that. Wild water rafting. It was absolutely an amazing time.
Definitely. So with Camp Carney, I think the goal of Sideshow Pro is to bring that feeling back of just kid-like wonderment. And in particular for Sideshow Pro, I, Boom Harden, am going one-on-one against the Cambodian powerhouse, Keo Van, who recently seen on AEW, I might add.
Yes.
For the Catchweight Championship.
Boy, and then we also have the Creature Feature Battle Royal coming back. We just spoke about Sam Reaper. He won the first one at the last show that was ran.
That's right. He's defending Creature Feature medalist.
We also have Kid Legend taking on a mystery opponent.
Yeah. Who do you think that could be?
I don't know, to be perfectly honest.
Come on, man. Get creative. Come on. Think about something.
Think about somebody.
Anybody. Think about your entire wrestling fan. It could be Disco Inferno. Come on, man. Come on, just imagine. Kid Legend, Disco Fever. What?
You know what? This is a match that I wanted to see when the Billboard Billy Gold was aligned with LeVar. And that is him versus Kid Legend.
Ooh.
I would love to see that match.
But Billboard Billy Gold, him and Pat Dynamite, Freak the Mighty, they're in the Flag Day Tag Team Extravaganza alongside the Show Dogs and Control Chaos.
Oh, that's going to be such an amazing match as well. But I think Billy would be willing to pull double duty if it came down to it.
If it did.
He has the energy for it. Pat Dynamite would have been another option. I have a feeling this is going to be a surprise nobody sees coming.
Yes, but back to the Flag Day Tag Team Extravaganza. Do you want to understand the rules of the match?
Please explain the rules.
So as the rules explained to me, per Sideshow Pro. So, there's going to be multiple team colored flags. It's going to start out with one member of each team duking out middle of the ring. Whoever grabs their flag, their partner comes out and joins them. And from then on, they can win by pinfall or submission.
So both members of a team have to be in the ring in order to win the match.
Not in the ring, but legal. You become legal, your partner gets your colored flag, they come out, and now you guys can win by pinfall or submission. Anywhere you can do it.
So this match could end anywhere in this building.
It could.
Oh, that's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely a lot of fun. Let's see, what other matches do we have?
What other matches do we have? Oh yes, we have Alex Rivera versus Tulpa. Street Legal versus Street Justice.
Oh, that's going to be a fun match. And Alex Rivera is somebody who is currently aligned with hybrid wrestling as well.
Yes, but outside of that, Tulpa is a vigilante that stands for the light. So, with the energy that hybrid wrestling is bringing, with the energy that Alex Rivera has been bringing in terms of being that gang kind of mentality, Justice will prevail with Tulpa.
And the last show that Sideshow Pro did, we saw Tulpa in the main event, if I remember correctly, for the the New York Funhouse Championship.
Yes.
Which I believe you were also in as well with Pedro Pablo.
Oh, yes.
Which I wish he was going to be at this show. Pedro's always a fan favorite in this building.
Pedro's definitely a fan favorite. He's doing Funhouse Wrestling and Sideshow Pro Wrestling. Very proud by being the New York World Champion. But like I said, he's a busy man. He has prior commitments. But in due time, he will be back with Sideshow Pro.
All right, I know you don't have a lot of time because you have to prepare to be for your class and training the next generation of stars that are going to be coming out of the Pro Wrestling Star Academy. But I have one question I like to ask everybody. What is something positive that sticks with you from the world of pro wrestling? Something that you carry with you?
Smiles.
Smiles.
I think seeing people smile, that definitely gives reason to performing. Throughout, no matter how many hours you lose on the road, how much time you lose for your family, how much pain you're in, just seeing people smile. I think that's enough.
You know, I've asked this question, and I love that answer. For me, I guess personally, because I've never really took the time to answer this, it's the camaraderie, the brotherhood. Because as it's known, I work in production here. I help keep these shows running smooth and everything. And just seeing the brotherhood and the sisterhood of everything in the locker room, that everybody, especially that comes here, wants to come out and put on a good show. You know, it's absolutely amazing, and it's an honor to be a part of it.
It's an honor to have you, man.
Well, Boom, thank you for making this time with your busy schedule for us to be able to do this. We will definitely make time for you on a future episode to come on so we can do a full interview with you with the other guys, because I know they have plenty of questions to ask as well.
I'm more than happy to answer.
Well, best of luck in the future. Also, I gotta say, you may be the best technical wrestler in New Jersey. He's also the best ice cream sandwich eater in New Jersey. Go to the Spo Wrestling YouTube page and look up, I believe it was Sub-Zero, where we did the food eating contest, and go check that out.
The food fight.
Yes.
Your reigning food fight champion.
But I kick it back to you guys on the show, which I'm a part of. And there you have it. That was my interview with Boom Harden from earlier today.
All right.
It was definitely fun finding out the rules for the Flag Day Tag Team Extravaganza match.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
Yeah, I've never seen something like that before.
No. But I mean, that's what indie wrestling and especially Sideshow is all about, is just innovation and giving you something a little bit different.
Especially with Sideshow Pro.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. As I said, if you're watching now and you also watch on Tuesdays, you'll be seeing that again. And we will be in the process of setting up a time, as I said in that, to bring him back on and actually have a sit-down interview with all of us. But it was really cool. Just real quick to say that that's the first actual interview I've gotten to record for the show here in that format at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy. So that was just really cool as well. With Sideshow Pro, we are sponsors of, as is Wicked Works. Keith Fitness, ran by Kid Legend. Check it out. He'll get you into shape and he'll work with you on it. And the Red Dragon Dojo from Controlled Chaos. Yeah, next Sunday's going to be a fun show, man.
Yeah. The last show was amazing. This is going to be a blast.
Which means most likely we might not be live again next Sunday. We will see.
Well, and there's always a possibility of us maybe doing a Saturday.
Maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
We'll keep that in mind. We'll figure it out. But yeah, so next Sunday, we will be at Sideshow. But yeah, we'll figure something out for content.
Oh, and I would definitely say start paying attention to our Facebook page a bit more, because we just hit 100 subscribers on it and followers, which means we can now go live on there.
Oh, that's good to know, because I can't use my Meta glasses as the camera for StreamYard, but I can for Facebook and Instagram. So maybe if maybe not at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy because the connection there is terrible, but maybe if we go to some shows elsewhere, I could do some lives from the glasses.
Yeah, so lots of cool stuff to be coming up. You could see random pop-up interviews with people. Maybe stuff from me as I'm getting to a show and getting ready. See what I will be and not allowed to do. But pay attention to them socials. Lots of big things coming, man. But yeah, that was I felt bad that we only had like the 15-minute window to do something, which was just under that. But it was a fun interview. It was fun getting to sit down and talk to him a little bit. I always have a good time talking to Boom Harden, though.
Oh yeah, definitely. I just want to take an opportunity real quick to show you a hilarious picture that Pete the Wall took while we were up doing the pre-show last night.
Oh, yes.
I think I pinpointed the moment that I made that face, and I think it was when you picked Mikey G to win the triple threat. But yeah, after the show at the brewery, I was cracking up just every time I would look at that picture. By the way, at Stratosphere Brewery, where Pete and I go to, post game after most of the PWSA shows, uh, a couple people were there who we had seen at the show. Excuse me. So I approached them and I was like, "Hey, you guys were at the show, yeah? Did you guys have a good time?" And they were like, "Oh yeah, we had a blast." I said, "I haven't seen you guys there. How'd you guys find out about it?" And they said, "Oh, we were at the car show. When we got back to our car, there was a flyer on the car, so we were just like, yeah, let's do it." So tell Tony that it's working.
I will let him know.
Yeah, but yeah, they really enjoyed themselves last night. I'm sorry, getting sidetracked again, but I just it popped into my head. I wanted to make sure I remembered
Yeah.
to.
Well, we'll definitely be talking about Ladies' Night this Tuesday, as well as PWU versus Hybrid head to head, which had some shocking moments to say the least in it.
Yeah, yeah. What a show.
Seriously, what a effing show. And I
And
caught myself.
some controversy there. Not really necessarily controversy, but we'll, you'll we'll get there.
Stuff and things
Tuesday.
happened.
Check it out Tuesday.
Yeah, things happened. But yeah,
It got a little crazy.
Yeah, so we kind of talked about everything we watched this week and the past couple weeks.
If you're saying it's going to be a short show, I'm fine with that.
Oh, well, I was going to say or ask what's some future storylines of people who aren't connected at the moment that you would like to see happen across, like, whether it's WWE, AEW, TNA.
Right. So obviously we need all of the above mentioned, all of these people I'm going to mention, we need to see involved with each other in one-on-one feuds. Obafemi, Fatu, Breaker, and honestly, right now, that's like, unless they build up someone else, like those three, because I think those three people are the next 5 to 10 years of WWE storylines. Because Roman doesn't have too much longer left on his career. All of the big names. Orton's going to be gone soon. Punk is like almost 50, if he's not already 50. I think the next wave, we need to start seeing those guys involved with each other.
Something interesting this week that I didn't mention from SmackDown was Chad Gable looks like he's on the SmackDown roster now as well.
First time we've seen Chad Gable in WWE programming in like a year and a couple months at this point.
He was just on WWE programming last Saturday with AAA when he was unmasked as El Grande OG El Grande Americano. So way to gloss over on that a little bit.
Well, that was AAA.
AAA is owned by the WWE. Therefore, it is WWE programming.
I mean, maybe technically.
Their
proper.
Their logo's on it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, it was good seeing them back on TV. I like that they're throwing them right in. You know what I mean? And being like, okay, this is done now. Let's get on with this. I definitely put them in at least the U.S. title picture at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't be surprised neither if he would be one of the first people if Gunther were to dethrone Cody, given that there's some history there.
You could
It
always
just
give him basketball shorts and call him Shorty G.
yeah. Who would get behind that?
I'll tell you someone, pal.
It wouldn't happen to be the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. And I think that's the best thing I say of a Vince McMahon impersonation there. Or you're fired, you know.
Yeah,
But
no,
that's
everyone's got a "you're fired."
yeah. But saying the names, that's the harder one.
True, yeah.
But yeah, I guess for me to see people just in a bigger like thing is, you know, I know us as fans would want to hold out as long as possible, but now that they're on the same show, and we're going to say if Oba ends up being the one to win King of the Ring and pursue Roman, how much closer does that bring us to a Jacob Fatu Oba Femi match?
Exactly, and I think like if I were writing, that would be my course of action. You know,
But the
Oba wins
question,
King of the Ring, beats Roman.
and so you do it post SummerSlam. You maybe a tease in the lead up, maybe some type of tag team match that intertwines feuds on Raw, like Oba Femi tag teaming with whoever the Usos are feuding with at any time.
Like honestly, I'm not even against what you had said about night one he retires Brock Lesnar and night two, uh, you know, cashes in and wins the championship against Roman. Uh, I just don't even think it needs all that.
No, like again, I'm not saying that. I don't think most. Just like I didn't think that the whole thing at WrestleMania in Philly needed that night one tag team match, but it was just the idea that if we're, because what they're doing is they're literally giving us the end of one chapter that is literally spilling into the next one now, because now there's something that Oba and Roman both have in common. They've both beaten Brock Lesnar more than once.
Right.
You know what I mean? And not a lot of people can say that they not only defeated Brock Lesnar, but they defeated him more than once. I want to say that's a very short list.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, in the last 20 years, I'm sure that, like 25 years since he's been around, I'm sure that's a very short list. Not just like in the last
Like,
5 or
I
6.
want to say maybe Triple H, maybe Roman has Roman's beaten him more than once. Kurt Angle, I would put on my short list. Oh, you know what?
Not Braun Strowman, right?
No.
He does have a winner. Oh, no. No, never
Let's see. There are only 2 wrestlers to do it, to beat him
Wow.
more than once.
So Roman and
Oh, I'm sorry, 3. There's 3.
Roman, Triple H, and
Nope. Roman, yes. Triple H, no.
Roman Rollins?
Nope. So I said 2 of them.
Bray Wyatt?
No. So because I said it, Kurt Angle is number 2.
Oh, like back. Yeah, I'm thinking recently. Yeah.
No. This is the list of people who have beaten him.
I know, but I wasn't thinking all the way back. I was just thinking like in the last like 10 years who it might have
Okay.
been. So Angle,
Roman Reigns, Kurt Angle, and who else? And I'm surprised I didn't get this one, to be honest. I should
I'm
have.
totally blanking. I should really.
So I'll tell you when he lost to this person.
Taker?
Nope. Brock Lesnar lost to this person at Survivor Series 2016 and WrestleMania 20 in 2004. I'm surprised you didn't get it right there. Damn.
No, I'm so there, but it just like, because I wasn't watching in 2004 and 2016. I'm like, that was like the beginning of me like watching like regularly again instead of just casually. Um,
I'll tell you if you give up. I'm more than happy to tell you. If anybody in the chat knows, there are 3 people who have defeated Brock Lesnar more than once. 2 of them are Roman Reigns and Kurt Angle. Who is the third? Help BJ out. Because God knows he needs it.
so in 2004 and in 2016. So, and it's not Triple H. Okay. So it's someone who's older, obviously. It's someone who's been around.
And
Probably some.
I will tell you, it is not John Cena.
I mean, I wasn't going there anyway.
But that would be an obvious guess. I just wanted that off.
Right,
It's
right.
not John Cena.
I'm just trying to think, because like 2016, it was Survivor Series, you said, or SummerSlam?
Yes. It was Survivor Series.
Okay.
And this was, I want to say, this was his return at that point after being gone.
Yeah, I know this. I totally know this. But it's not. Is he still active?
No.
Okay.
Retired in the past year.
Oh. AJ Styles, John Cena.
Wrong and wrong.
Did Gunther retire?
Yes.
Why am I blanking on this? Yeah, archives in the chat. Yeah, I mean,
that's what I did. So, because we were having the conversation, I Googled it.
I gotta like pace around and like yell at myself.
Goldberg.
Oh!
He beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 20 when Stone Cold was the special rep that they added him to the match.
Right.
Cared about it, and it's one of the worst. And it's one of the worst crowd reactions in WrestleMania history to an entire match.
Yeah.
And then when he returned in 2016, and he Goldberged Brock Lesnar and beat him in a squash.
I try to block Goldberg out of my memory. But yeah, Archives' phone says there are 5 people.
I have 3.
What's your source?
And Roman Reigns. Google. And Roman Reigns holds the most wins.
Google AI?
No.
But like what page?
I'm off of it now. Let me go back. No. Now I started looking at other stuff. Because I know Eddie didn't beat him more than once.
No.
John Cena, I think, only beat him once.
Right.
That was one of John Cena's biggest hurdles, was always Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, and that was recently they did that, right?
The last one, yeah, that was one of the last matches Cena had.
Yeah, that was within the last year.
Yeah, unless you're also talking about tag team matches. I was looking up singles matches as well. Because there were a couple times Brock Lesnar was involved in tag team matches that he could have technically lost on. But didn't take
or if he just like walked out on it.
Yeah.
You know? Interesting. Taker hasn't beaten him twice.
This is saying Seth Rollins was in matches, but he never pinned Brock Lesnar. He beat Brock Lesnar once, but he
Maybe it was a multi-man match that he won
Wait,
that he didn't directly pin Lesnar in.
Cody did beat. Oh, did Cody beat him twice?
I don't think so.
No, I think Cody came back and won the second match with them. Seth Rollins did the heist of the century. He cashed in on Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, but he pinned Roman in that match. He didn't pin, and again, one-on-one matches. Because a multi-man match, Brock Lesnar doesn't have to take the pinfall.
Yeah.
I'm about to look up the Cody Rhodes thing. Oh no! All right, so Cody Rhodes is on that list as well. They had 3 matches and did 20, and that was all in 2023. 2 matches in May and 1 at SummerSlam. So no, I remember that. That was when I think Cody was on his way to the title. It was after the first loss to Roman. That was on the road.
Okay. Yeah. True.
So no, that's another one. But I think the list I had up was also pointing out this probably the multiple wins instead of because I did say more than I typed it as more than once. But Roman holds the record for the most wins against Brock with 5.
Of course, he's Roman Reigns.
Let's see. Other people I'd like to see really be given that chance. Javon Evans.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He'll be there. I don't know if he's like world champion material, but he's definitely like.
I can see him sneak into it. And get that like but almost not like that Money in the Bank moment, but like you pull him in a multi-man match and he just right place, right time, OG cutter, 1, 2, 3, and then just loses it the next night to a Money in the Bank cash in. Or he wins it and gets cashed in on.
Put it this way, history doesn't favor guys his size.
No. But man, we can will him into the Kofi
or
route.
skill set for that matter.
You know, we could always will him into the Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston route.
Well, even Kofi's a little bit bigger.
OG Mania is going to run wild, brother. As Hulk Hogan rolls over in his grave.
Yeah.
Other people, I want to see Julia get used more.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe after Kiana, a switch to Smack or Brawl rather would do her a ton of good.
Let's see. Who do you think this time next year will be the people up from NXT? Or just call-ups over the next, because we're going to get another wave at some point.
Yeah.
At probably the end in about 6 months.
Tony D, obviously.
Yes.
Thea, maybe.
Who?
Exactly.
No. I thought you said Zarya. Then I was like, wait, that's not what he said.
No, Thea. Like, I know she hasn't really been doing anything, but like, I have faith that they're gonna like use her.
I think as soon as they figure it out, like she's just young still. Like she's not in. There's no rush to get her there. But if she gets to a point where it's going to contribute and enhance, I think she's going to be incredibly over on the main roster.
Also, Shiloh Hill sooner than later.
Oh, maybe. Let me see some more. Tatum Paxley.
And the guy whose name we can never remember with the chains.
Keanu Carver.
No.
Damn it! I hate you.
I remembered it last time we brought it up, but now I'm blanking. You know who I'm talking about. Big dude, dreads, chains.
Big dude, dreads, change. Or I said change. Chains.
Was in the LFG, I think.
Yes, Jasper Troy.
Yes. Yes. The guy whose name we always forget.
I could see him, but I think that they've done a really good job down there lately of holding off on these guys that can make that direct impact and letting them build. Like if imagine if Obafemi had never been the NXT champion and had that run, right? And then you just put him up to the main roster and you do what you do with him now. Yeah, it would have done good, but he wouldn't have been ready. And Brock Lesnar might not have given him that moment at WrestleMania.
Right. And also they need to like have someone there to maintain that brand. Like if you call up Tony D and you call up like all the big players, then you're gonna need established stars to carry the brand. I did archives. I did say Shiloh. Yes. I think he's a star.
I have a one here that would be the surprise call up for me, but I can see it happening sooner than later. Sean Legacy.
I haven't seen much of his stuff.
He's good, man. I think he can make that moment. The same thing with Miles Bourne, the current North American champion.
And I mean, you really got to look at like
he has a good story. I can see, and Kalani.
Oh yeah, definitely. But you got to look at like who's been around the longest versus, you know what I mean? Who deserves it? Because I mean, there's going to be some of those guys who we think are going to get the call up, but end up getting released. You know, there's. But it's kind of like you don't have to think too much. It's just like, all right, how long has this guy been in the system? He might be due. Are they using him right now? You know?
Yeah. Or is there something he's still working on before being ready to get to that next? Or they're just waiting for the right person storyline wise to be available, who's going to be able to work with him. Evil. Do we see him on the main roster this time next year?
Naruko or what's his name? Naraku or whatever it is. Yeah. I think this is a quick trip through the system.
So this time next year we have him up there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. As long as no injuries or anything else happen, I think like he maybe has a quick run with the title and then you know, maybe in like 6 months.
You know, just looking at this real quick, just to throw out a couple
Rumble. Who's going to debut in the Rumble?
Tony D'Angelo. We said that was one of our that was at the top. We've been waiting for that one for a while.
Yeah.
Just a couple. I'm just looking through here, just at other stuff. Just to throw. What's the name of the faction with all the second and third generation people that Stax is with? I could see that whole. No. I could see that whole group being called up because I think a group like that you could get them over as legacies.
Yeah, definitely.
But that's like a group call up.
But it's like are they ready kind of thing now? Not all of them are.
I think. I'm not saying all of them are, but that's the same argument I made about Fatal Influence. They all weren't ready, but if you have people that are ready and people and ways to work the group in where it's not going to make them look horrible and they're protected, I think they would do good.
Lexus King is ready, but is like Regal's kid. Is he, you know?
Charlie Dempsey, I'm not saying he's fully there, but I think he would hang. I think he's one that would survive. Same thing with Fit Finley's kid. I think they would survive. And it would just take them a little longer, but they would get there.
Right.
Izzy Dame, Sean Spears.
Yeah, Spears been there before, but, you know.
For tag team, Hank and Tank, I could see them getting the call up, but they're just, I don't see them being tag team champions on either show.
Oh, no, they're going to be another Tucker and Otis.
For the other one for the women, Jada Parker or Carmen Petrovic. Either of them, I could see Jada Parker especially.
She's due. She's definitely due.
Yeah. Let's see here. Just running through stuff. You think we see Dark State as a stable on the main roster?
I don't know. I don't know if it would get over unless they did what
Again,
Retribution
and
has
this is just going to bring us back. This is just an endless cycle of us just being like, dude, we want to invest in this, but what the?
Retribution.
I absolutely love it.
Oh yeah.
Like Natty doing this gimmick and working with some of them ladies down there, I absolutely love it. It's going to really help elevate them.
Like I hated it when Charlotte did it. You know, I wasn't really a fan of when who was it? There were a couple other Dolph Ziggler. You know.
I thought Dolph Ziggler's run down there was really good, especially the stuff with Baron Corbin. Or not Baron Corbin. But yeah, even the Baron Corbin, Braun Breaker stuff, I actually liked a lot of what they did because it was in an era where they needed that boost with 2.0.
Yeah.
And it, even Dolph Ziggler's whole entire run down there was good. It made it interesting. It gave somebody for Braun Breaker to chase at the time and to really be able to put him over when the time was right.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense and everything. But like, what I was saying was, I hated it when Charlotte did it. I didn't really like it when Dolph Ziggler did it. Right. But
almost.
In this case, I really support it with Natty because if she's going to be, her UFC style character and like just whip these women into shape, then I'm all about it.
Yeah, me too. The other name I have at the moment would be Zarya this time next year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Souls Up, Zarya maybe, has a little bit of time left down there, but I would say next 6 months.
I would even say when you bring her up, you pick up back that feud with Soul. Let's jump right back into that. Like she's gonna be like, I beat you on your way out. Now I'm coming to if she's still Intercontinental Champion at the time, we'll say in 6 months in that timeline, she's coming for that championship.
I mean, I can see it happening sooner, but definitely within the next 6 months.
Yeah, like NXT has a really good roster down there. Tag teams, somebody else, who I wouldn't mind seeing, Josh Briggs, just to see what he could do up there in the mid card.
To me, he's always just come off as someone like who will never get the call up. Like he'll never have that much push behind him.
Hey, what bugs me is as I just look at him and I'm like, that's an Intercontinental Champion there. That's a possible world champion. You book him right.
Yeah, that's a giant who like can work, but I just kind of he feels like a guy who's never going to get the opportunity. Maybe even like post WrestleMania release next year.
Look, how do you feel about Lola Vice? You think she's due for a call up?
She's another one. 6 months to like probably no sooner than 6 months, but between 6 months and a year from now.
Okay. Any word on how much longer Jordan Grace will be out? No, she could be ready to return. I think I read something the other day that she's on the road. So it could just be there's no room to start a new story at the moment, so timing's everything, especially in the WWE.
Because there's some matchups we need her to be involved in.
Yeah, that's somebody else I definitely want to see used more. But yeah, somehow with this conversation, we've kind of gotten to that point where it's time to take this train just completely off the rails and go bye-bye for the day. But yeah, catch us Tuesday or tomorrow night. We'll be live 9 p.m. instead of our regular 10:30 because Raw will be airing at 2 o'clock. So I'll be rushing home from work to watch that and get ready to do this all over again.
I'm going to listen to it while I'm at work and then watch the important stuff when I get home. So I will be ready by 9 o'clock.
And don't forget to join us on Tuesday, Indie Spotlight. Pay attention. I should have a guest to announce. Hopefully, maybe tonight or tomorrow. So pay attention to the socials for that.
Danny, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yes, Danny, thank you. Thank you. Hope all is good with you, buddy.
Hope you have a great night.
Yeah, and again, we will be re-airing the Boom Harden interview I did on Tuesday as well.
Lot to talk about on Tuesday. Some really, really good shows. And of course. And we have, let me just pull the curtain back a little bit. There's a couple guests right now we're talking to, potential guests right now we're talking to. Either way, it's going to be an amazing show. Like, no matter who we end up going with, what combination, like, it's just, you guys are not going to want to miss it.
But yeah, man, it's been a fun weekend, especially with a lot of the indie stuff. I'm looking forward to talking about it on Tuesday. Especially our experience. We can go a little bit more into our experience doing the pre-show and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was freaking great. Everybody check that out.
Yeah.
FPO Ladies Night on YouTube, first half hour.
Yeah, it was all us, man. We had multiple guests that were competing on the show, just coming and leaving the entire time. Boom Harden was one of them as well.
It was like rapid fire interviews. It was great. It kind of reminded me of like speed dating, but it was like speed interviewing.
Everybody gets a minute. Let's go.
Yeah, pretty much. No, it was a lot of fun. I really, really appreciate the opportunity from the PWSA, and hope I did you right, and I will continue to do so.
But yeah, and pay attention to more of the pre-shows for SPO, because there's a possibility that there are going to be some actual pre-shows now, and you could be seeing our faces or some combination of us. But
maybe that Pete guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I heard he's stuck in a wall somewhere.
Yeah.
Or that. Do you think he's the wall Humpty Dumpty fell off of?
Could very well be.
We're going to have to look into that. Also, just real quick, if you guys missed the Mawa Wednesday show, go check that out.
Oh, yeah, there's Pete.
Yeah, there he is, right there. I guess
that was a blast.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that was a blast. And if you're not familiar with Mawa, it's a local to New Jersey, Mid-Atlantic Wrestling Alliance, local to New Jersey. And they put on just amazing shows. So the YouTube stream of that show is not yet available, but you can hear all about it right on this channel. Go ahead and check out Mawa Wednesday.
Also, just to put it out there, if you missed last Tuesday's show, it is a bit of a long show, but there is a lot of stuff. We had hybrid manager on there, Mike Hamilton Jr. and Sr., as well as a returning Jay George, and for the first time, the manager of champions, Skills the Great, also joined us.
Yeah, I was having a rough night that night, but it was a really good show.
And then we also had Declan Grant join us as well, which we will be talking more about that on Tuesday.
Not saying a word.
Yeah. Yes, somebody did. Glad you're paying attention, sir. Yeah, it's going to be a lot to talk about. It's going to be a lot of fun. And
who knows? Maybe we'll trash some matches.
Yeah, right. But yeah, seriously, go give out that hybrid show. I do have a rant on that episode when we started talking about Hard Knocks, so go check that out. Also, the interview with hybrid management and everything was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, those guys are class acts.
Yeah, they showed us nothing but respect. I will say that much. But also, don't forget to not only subscribe and like here, but go follow us on Twitch. Definitely follow us on Instagram. Definitely follow us on Facebook at BJDG Talk Wrestling. Is right there in the middle at the bottom of your screen. I'm wearing the shirt for it. You know, definitely give us a follow so you stay up to date on everything. And also give Wicked Works a follow and Danny Orr as well.
What now? I'm curious. We're about to sign off though, but archives. We'll be in here if you want to continue that conversation.
Yeah. And by the way, so there's somebody we really don't give a shout out to that much. And usually they comment after the stream ends. So stalking you, if you are out there, hi. And archives, why would you save it for Wednesday? We won't be live on Wednesday. We'll be live on Tuesday, but not Wednesday. Mawa Wednesdays only happen after there's a Mawa show.
I mean, we can't keep Mawa Wednesday going for so long with so few shows in between.
And there's only so many times we can bring the same people on to talk about the same thing.
Yeah, would
besides
be great,
us.
but that's just after the shows kind of thing. But yeah, if you want to talk about a Tuesday, that's great. I'm really curious.
But yeah, there's plenty of stuff
Very well.
happening at the Pro Wrestling Star Academy. Okay, fine. Tuesday. All right. See, there we go.
All right.
I don't know who's booking this shit, but it's putting butts in the seats. That's for damn sure. But seriously, everybody, just make sure to give us a follow, subscribe. Make sure you set those notifications to know whenever we go live, because we have plans and we're finally getting to a point where things can come together.
Oh, you know what I found out really helps us? On Instagram, if you save our reels. I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently that is better than if you like it. So like, subscribe, save, comment,
share,
reshare.
Yeah, share out our streams, share out everything. Even if you see us share it on a wrestling page, share it anyway. Make sure people see it.
And then share it in the comments of the original post.
Also, if there's anything here that we missed today that you wanted to talk about, please leave a comment on this video below. You know, let us know what we might have missed talking about, because we had a lot to talk about. So we and being so busy, we were only able to watch so much wrestling. But yeah, I think it's about time we sign off. For BJ over there doing his thing, I am the Danger Ginger, and we will see you tomorrow night for the Raw after show. So be good to each other, everybody.
Bye-bye, bitch.
Everybody watching, I'm going to need you to visit www.freakkings.com. Check out all the merch. And before you do that, I'm going to need you to check out BJDG YouTube and Instagram. And while you're doing that, you won't have to remember the name, because you'll remember